We're back again. So here's the plan for today, and it's gonna be a good one. Today we're putting on those fighter jet switches. These babies are going on the car. So right now I only have plans for two of them that I want to put on. I did get a case of 5 in case I decide to get carried away. But the 2 places I want them are in these places with no light. But it's just, I have these 3 switches right here. This one's fog lights, this one's cruise control, this one's the rear thingy, the defroster. Rear defroster, diffuser, defroster. I don't know what it is. But the only one I need is this rear defroster. So these 2 switches, they do nothing. So what we're gonna do, take them out, pop in some fighter jet switches. So the 2 things that'll be controlled with the fighter jet switches are going to be the fuel pump. I do have the fuel pump wired up, as you guys know. It just turns on with the car, but I'm having it go to a switch for a couple reasons. First off is emergency shut off. Since I made my own fuel system wiring, there's no longer any emergency cutoff in a wreck just by the factory system. So I'm adding this in as a safety just in case I do get in a wreck. I hit this switch, it goes off even if the key's on. If someone sees it, then it'll go off. They'll be labeled and everything. The second reason is that I had some issues where if I turn the car in the on position with just the key in the on without like cranking it all the way over, sometimes when I turn it back off, only sometimes, which is weird, the fuel system wouldn't go off. So this is why I'm having this as well. So that way I could turn the key to the on position and I don't have to worry about the fuel pump is on or off without me controlling it. So I'll be able to control it on or off. And especially this is great so that way it's not gonna be pumping fuel to the front if I just wanna have the key on to like mess with the heater system or anything. So the plan for today is to get 2 of these switches in, and then I wanna get in the heater core relay, which I showed you guys at the end of the last video, or showed you that I got it. And then hopefully we can put the rest of the interior back and wiring will be done. So this could be the end of the wiring today. All right, I've got the old panel out. As you can see, just 3 panels, 3 buttons. I believe there's a 4th one for the later models. That may also be for the turbo model as well. Not entirely sure. But I'm gonna go ahead, and since this is here, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna move this one over one, and then I'm gonna put in 3 switches. So 1, 2, and 3. So what we're gonna do, the reason why we have 3 is if in case going through this side to side, I'm going to want to put in 1 more. Or anyway, just in case, because I have the extra slot, so I might as well put a switch in even if it doesn't do anything right away. Now something else to note about these switches, you can take this case off and have it be just an on and off, but the reason why this red casing is there isn't so you don't accidentally hit it off, but it's for the emergency. So in order to turn the switch off, all you do is you shut this, or you hit this casing, and then the switch is off. So if you let the switches in the on position here, shut it, when you open it back up, it's in the off. So here's what I think I'm going to do. So these switches are just ever so slightly, or not ever so slightly, they're a decent amount smaller than these holes. So they'll be wiggling around, and there's obviously no secure mounting system because there's wasn't one made for this. So what I think I'm going to do is take this extra ABS plastic that I have, and I'm just going to cut 2 or 3 layers, go ahead and just fill these holes in, and then what I'm going to do is just drill out a hole that's ever so slightly smaller than these switches, and then just kind of press them in there. So they should be tight enough to fit in. I may make a mounting plate on the back, but I'm just going to check and see how well they're tight in first. But yeah, I'm just going to make some plates that just kind of fill in this area, and then we'll go from there. Here's what we're looking at right now. So I made a couple plates to block it off. As you saw, it took a lot of grinding, time, trial and error, but I got them fit. So as you may have noticed, there's also one behind it to give it a little extra padding behind. I'm gonna go ahead and try to seal these in a little bit. I have some ABS, like rubber cement, that super strong glue that kind of chemically bonds them together. I'm gonna go ahead and set that on, go inside for just a second, let it air out, and then come back and drill a couple holes in there so we can get the jet switches in. Alright, it's been a bit. I'm going to go ahead and try to drill in some holes, see if I can get these switches all nice and mounted in there. Alright, it ain't the prettiest thing in the world, but it's going to get the job done, and it'll look pretty alright. I mean, it still looks better than normal. Anyway, next thing up, we're gonna need to splice into a couple wires in the back and tap them in. All we need to do is find a single wire. It doesn't actually matter the wire, because all this is going to do is flip the connection to say whether it can go on or off. We're just gonna go in, take out a little bit wires under the dash, just find out which one goes to fans and which one goes to the pump, cut them out, splice one on to each end here, and then we should be good to go. Alright, I got those two switches in. I don't have the rest of the interior put back in together because I just want to make sure that they're working just right. They come up and down. You can flick them on really easily, and then off, off. So this one right here is the fans. I put it closest to the heater because I just want to make it so if I accidentally bump something and accidentally bump a switch, I'd rather turn off the fans for a second and then shut off my fuel pump. I'm going to go ahead and hook the battery in there. And then we're going to go ahead and give it all a quick shot and see how well it really works. How well it really works. I cannot enunciate things for my life, so I'm really sorry if you guys don't understand half what I'm saying. Because when I'm editing these videos, I don't understand half of what I'm saying anyway, so... Alright, let's just go ahead and get the battery in and check this out. Alright, we got the battery all hooked up. I'm not thinking that the pump will turn on, at least it shouldn't turn on, because it's still tied to the ignition switch as well. So pretty much the fuel pump is like double safety right now, so it won't turn on unless the key's on anyway, and it will automatically turn off the keys off. This is just like a safety switch, so that way pretty much if it needs to be turned off, it's just an extra bypass pretty much. So it needs to be on for the pump to be on, but it doesn't need to be turned off for it to be off. So anyway, pretty much we're just going to check the fans right here. So there we go, and let's see if we turn it off. Okay, that's pretty legit. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually heckin' awesome. Let's do that again. Oh, that's pretty cool. One more time. Listen up. Just gonna check the fuel pump just because. Yeah, no noise with the fuel pump, so. But. If I take the key, let's turn this to the on position, so no fuel pump, but let's try this now. Yep, there's the fuel pump sound, and off. Perfect. Well, it's a new day and we got a new problem. So I just finished putting in the heater relay, nothing happened. The other one was broken, but yeah, I put it in and no fans come on. And the dash is looking great, but here's my problem with the dash. So you see that it's on and that all the glowy thing is looking good, but the problem is when you turn the key, it turns off. And then back on when I pull the key out. So I have some rewiring to do, which is totally fine because I need to take this out and make this mount a little stronger. It's wobbling around a little more than I thought it would. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the dash out, pull the wiring out, and we're going to go ahead and get that fixed today. Here's my plan of attack. First off, we're going to wire these switches. Wow, look at those. Check them out. Just go on, and then off, off. Some genius must have put those together. Anyway, plan of attack for the dash lights, though, is what I'm going to do is, since I spliced the red one to the incorrect wire, I think I'm just going to go ahead and splice it off here. I know it's going to be cheating a little bit, but I'm just going to cut there and then tap it into this ignition wire here. So that one's on when it's in the run position, because that's the only time I'll actually really need it. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that out and do that now, and then hopefully I don't have to move the ground wire, but I'm just going to go ahead and splice that in and see if we can make any progress. Alright, so I'm giving you this update here because I haven't quite finished it, but I am too lazy to go in and take off the wires underneath. But here's what we got here. So, geez, I shocked myself in this finger, and I'm still feeling the aftershock. Okay, I'll shut up. But anyway, so pretty much, let me see if I can sit you guys down here. Alright, no, it's a little off-centered, but here's what's going on. So the lights are turned all the way up right now. I have this positive touching the switch when it's on, and then there. So the black's going to a ground. It's flickering right now. I think you could see, can you see the dash lights? Yeah, you can kind of see them. But anyway, so pretty much I need this one to go to the positive in here, and then I just need to ground this one out. So I'm just going to try to find a way I can ground, maybe it'll ground on one of these screws over here or something, but I'm just figuring that out now. So anyway, I'll just update you when it's all said and done. Alright, we're getting to that moment of truth. I got them wired in. I actually ended up tapping into one of the old speaker wires down here, so these went to the stereo. But I took that out a long time ago, and then I got one tapped into the power And I unplugged the battery. Let's try this again. There we go. That's looking a lot more like it. Okay, awesome. They're off. Don't come on the first time accessory. They come on during the run. And then stay on. Give a little extra brightness there. That's super cool. Oh yeah, that's way cool. Alright, that's a success. So we're at a really cool moment right here, and I'm really happy to say this, and I hope I'm not jumping the gun, but I'm pretty sure all the wiring is done. Like, obviously there's still tidying up to do in the bay with some of the wires and tucking things, but for actually plugging in point A to point B, I think we're done, guys, and that is super, super cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start buttoning everything up. I hope you guys really enjoy time lapses, because we're gonna do that. I'm gonna set you guys down. We're gonna clean up the driver's side and the passenger side, and the goal by the end of the night, I guess, is just gonna have the interior back together. So I'm really hoping things go well. I'll set you guys down and go ahead and enjoy the time lapse. Alright, that's where I'm going to go ahead and end it, guys. Got the switches on. It's a good day. I know that episode's probably a little shorter. I'm out of school right now, so I'm just working at the moment, and what I want to do, since I got off a term early, is I just want to make the most of it and try to start uploading more for you guys, trying to pursue this and actually do more than just a video a week, if even that. So I'm going to start hopefully making at least 2, possibly 3 videos a week. I'll guarantee you 2, and we'll start from there. But yeah. Hopefully you guys stick around, hopefully you enjoy it. Let people know about us, how we can hopefully make this a reality, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Do the usual, dislike, unsubscribe, hit the comments, boys. Bye.